Welcome to the Trades of the Week, where myself, Marcus de Maria, and my head trader, Dennis Sahlström, take you through what we are looking at, both in stocks and also in cryptocurrencies. And remember, we're using several strategies. And so this week, we have changed the format slightly. Instead of going through, the recap since last week on all of them, what we're going to do is we're going to change it and put it into each section. So we'd love to know at the end what you think of the new format. We've got some absolutely fantastic cryptos. You'll see the profits that we're making, but also some cryptos that you can be getting into right now. We've got some nice upward trending buffaloes, downward trending buffaloes, and a great VCA for you to look at as well. So let's get started. Okay, so let's have a look to see what happened on this particular strategy last time. Dennis, we looked at Booz Allen, the consulting company, was ready to go for us to get in with a nice risk-reward ratio. What happened, Dennis?
Yeah, so what happened with this was that it's gone up a little bit. It looks very bullish at the moment, I would say.
A tiny little bit of profit there. Let's see what happens next week.
Yeah, and then we have ETRA as well.
Ah, very good. All right, ready to go in.
And yeah, and it's also up a little bit in profit.
Even a little bit more. Ooh, not bad.
Yeah. So it looked good, but just remember, this is a 34 day strategy, right? So we're in this for a few days, which is great. You can live your normal life while you're waiting.
That's the average that we found for this Buffalo strategy for us to be in a trade, around 34 days. Very good. All right, so have we got any new ones here? Because the market is looking a little bit bullish now with Biden, for example. You know that he's sending out the stimulus to the households, $1,400, I think it's for each child. Yeah. A lot of people are saying they're going to put it in the stock market, which of course is bullish as well. Tech companies went down last week. That is a buying opportunity. It depends which way you look at it, right? A buying opportunity, and some funds are getting into technology stocks and electric companies as well. And Delta Airlines, the CEO, is saying he sees a glimmer of hope. Well, he would say that. He's the CEO, where people are starting to book holidays and flights, etc., which could open up the economy. We see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yeah, so short-term bullish, I would say, in the market at least. And if you remember and watched the episode last week, make sure you do if you didn't. We exited 3 short positions with a really good profit. And now we have more long positions because the market outlook is a little bit more positive in the short term.
Sure, but of course we need to be hedged, so we're going to have 2 positions. Let's have a look. What do we have?
So the first, since we're into a positive already, we're going to enter Philip Morris as a short to start with, just to hedge our positions in case we're wrong here.
So Philip Morris, of course, tobacco company. It's got a really nice range going on here with about 20%. From the top to bottom, very, very nice. And we are shorting here. So it's got a nice little red candle. Dennis likes that. We're going to get in as soon as it moves us into the trade. We're not just going to buy now. Oh, but it's higher, better price. No, we're going to wait till it gets us in using a stop order.
Yes,
very nice.
Exactly. But then also we're adding a long position. So this is Electronic Arts. So since the tech companies went down last week and some funds are getting in, I think those could be quite bullish, which is why we're in a couple in VCA as well, which we will get to. But Electronic Arts, a really good company, great fundamentals, and the probabilities are that this will go up. And we have a nice green little hammer, which is, if we zoom in a little bit, this last candle here looks positive.
That does look positive. Again, we're waiting for the price, although it is at the high now, which is going to be interesting to see what happens. It is actually right at the top, looking to place a stop order for us to enter as it continues its journey up. Let's see what happens. All right, very, very good. All right, Dennis, so let's see what happened since last week in the crypto world.
Yeah, we're looking at Bake.
Yeah, we were looking at getting, which was, when we looked at it, but it was actually down a lot more than that before. So sometimes, that's why we need to look at it every day, 20 minutes. Just looking at once a week isn't enough. So let's have a look. Yeah, so at that point there, and what happened?
It went down.
Yeah, exactly. And had we looked at it and got in there, we'd still be in profit right now. But anyway, so if you did get in at this point here, it is another entry point. Because that's 10% below that. All right, so let's see what happens next week on Bake.
And then we have Cake as well.
Yes, Cake. Okay, Bake, Cake. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, and that's also down quite a bit. And we're going to get into the reasons why in a moment.
Interesting. So we were at 35 first, Then we're looking for 45, we didn't. We were up at slight 5%, and now we're down to minus 46, which means if you did get in at minus 35, you should have gotten in again at minus 35, just to lower your average cost. Remember to add a little bit more money. Generally, we add an additional 25% to that. Okay,
and
do
now
we have any more?
Yeah, to some more positive notes. We have Mana, Decentraland. We spoke about that a long time ago now. Well, long time, 22nd of February. And we've done really well, up 120% last week, that was.
So that at that point, we always milk the cow. Dennis Q?
Moo! That's pretty good. No.
Okay, and then, so we would have taken 20% off, milk that cow, milk that cow,
That was more Scandinavian, I think.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
All right, and keep going up.
And now up to 120%.
Whoa!
Which means we're milking the cow again.
Go for it.
Moo!
Yes, keep milking that cow, keep milking that cow. By the way, if it went up to this point here and you were there, and that would have been plus 300%, that would have been a good time to milk that cow again. In some exchanges, you can put the orders in advance. If you wanted to milk that cow, that would be using a limit order to sell. Okay, very, very good. So that's very positive.
Yeah, and then Theta as well, one of our, well, I would say a really good project. That's a
really good project. I'm very, very bullish on Theta. Let's see, we were up 63%.
Yeah, and then
and went to
100%.
Fantastic.
Which means?
Time to milk the cow. Actually, no, cameraman's not sure about that. Okay, all right, very, very good. What else do we have?
Yeah, so the last one is Tezos. So this one was we're up 16%.
We got in here minus 33 because that's when we saw it on a Tuesday, right? And then up 16%. You do realize that. Huh?
We didn't buy it because it was on a Tuesday. We bought it because it's also, well, Tuesday, and it was when we have, our strategy says that it would get down at 25%, for example.
Yes, but at minus 33%? Why do we get it at minus 33%? So I'm just telling you that we show you what we see on a Tuesday, but we would have gotten in at a different point, because obviously we're watching it on a daily basis. You don't miss things like this if you're watching it on a daily basis, right? So it is 20 minutes a day. That's all it takes, just to have a little look.
Exactly.
Okay, up 16% there.
And now we're up 7% because it went down a little bit again.
So it went down a little bit. Okay, very good. Let's see what's happening in the news. So Bitcoin, can we have a look at Bitcoin? Because Bitcoin didn't just go above 60,000, Dennis. What did it do? It closed above 60,000. Now that is very bullish indeed. Not. Because it actually went all the way back down to around 52,000, which I'm a little bit surprised about. Normally when something closes up above a nice round number, that is a very bullish sign. By the way, that doesn't mean that it isn't going to continue going up. In fact, I'm going to take a further position in Bitcoin today, as soon as we finish recording.
Yeah, but it's interesting because, yes, it is bullish, but it was bullish when the 20,000, 30, 40, 50, 60, and at some point, obviously, it's not just going to be continue to go up. We will have these retracements that we're seeing, and there is something called like a fake breakout as well. So what I like to see happening is that it stays, if it goes above 60 and then it stays above there for maybe 1, 2, 3, 4 days to establish, because then that gives a lot of time for new buyers to come in as well.
So what does that mean? You're not bullish on Bitcoin?
I am very bullish on Bitcoin. Yeah, but I would actually like to see a correction. I think that would both be healthy.
Like this, you mean? Like this one here?
Yeah, something like that, exactly. That would be very good for it, because then they would get rid of sellers.
What for? You had one here. Why do you want another one? You want another one? Okay, here's another one. Let's go.
Yeah, okay.
Right.
Are you impatient?
Yeah, we don't always agree on things, as you can see. Anyway, I'm going to take a position today. All right. Yeah. And if it comes down, then I've got the second half of my position to average my price. Now, Charles Hoskinson's, very bullish talk. Can we have a quick look at ADA?
Yeah, we can.
I'll tell you why. He says that 100 plus companies are ready to leave Ethereum. So we talk about ADA, Cardano being the Ethereum killer. But the way I look at it is that there are so many different projects. You need to have at least one or two additional ones to Ethereum, because Ethereum is at capacity, you know.
It is.
And he says, my goal is to run countries on this blockchain. I don't care about Uniswap and CryptoKitties and other things. It's a bubble and it comes and it goes like pet rocks and beanie bags. You can take your DeFi, decentralized finance project, and you can run it on my system for 1/100th to 1,000th of the cost.
That's a big claim.
Whoa.
And I guess what we say to that is we will believe it when we see it. But yes, we have positions in ADA.
But you know, Cardano also was added to the Bloomberg terminal as well. And that's pretty big, right?
Yeah,
major validation.
Yeah, they don't add anything, absolutely. So that is big. I think, I think it's a sleeping dragon or something like that. Could be interesting.
Do you mean a sleeping giant?
Sleeping giant? Could you see a sleeping dragon? No, because that's also terrifying.
A sleeping huge dragon, maybe? Okay, so from the high, we looked at it at 16%. We got in, and it went to 26. So following the strategy, get in again, get in a nice average cost there. So let's see what happens next week.
Yeah.
Crypto.com crosses the 10 million user milestone, and it says we'll burn 70 billion of its tokens, which seems quite a lot. But that is always good. Remember that when you burn tokens, that means there's less of them. That generally, if the supply keeps the same, that means, the demand keeps the same, then that means that the prices should rise up. And if it's increasing demand, because it's saying here, 10 million user milestone, so increasing demand, burning the tokens, that means Crypto.com could be a good one.
Yeah, I think so, and that is one major thing. So write that down. And that we are looking for use case. If they have 10 million users, that is quite good, and it's rising as well. So what do you think about that? What are you looking for? So comment below, and maybe let us know what you're looking for in a crypto as well.
Yeah. Do we have the chart or not?
Yeah, this is the chart right here.
Oh, right in front of me. Okay. So that was a high. We changed this, right? Instead of using that, we just thought it was a bit much because it's just like it was just there for not even a day. So we're using this as a high. We're now at minus 22%. We're in a bull market. Could be a good entry point. Please do your own research. But here's some negative news, okay?
Yeah, we need to have those as well.
We do. And India is again talking about banning Bitcoin. This time it's talking about banning in all forms, trading, holding, mining, etc. So I don't know whether that's good. That's definitely negative, no doubt about it, depending on how many users are using it now. Obviously, if all those users stop using it, that would be a negative.
It would be. But then again, of course, we have all the institutions coming in, companies, Tesla, MicroStrategy, a lot of others are probably on the line there as well. And even Norway are getting into the game. We spoke about that last time with Aker, one of the big oil companies.
Absolutely.
But then we have some other negative news as well, and this is a big thing you need to pay close attention to, because a lot of people are over leveraged, and that means they're borrowing money. And on these leveraged exchanges such as Bybit, BitMEX, 96% of them were long, and over $1 billion was liquidated. And that means they lose everything because they don't have a stop loss in place, and they're just thinking the market's going to keep going up. So within, I think it was 1 hour, 1 billion got liquidated. So make sure you're careful, because even though you make a lot, you could lose everything. You can lose everything within a short amount of time if you're not careful. So make sure you follow a strategy. That is the message. And have a stop loss when you're trading. And then secondly as well, on some of these new exchanges, so we looked at PancakeSwap, that was going down a little bit. That was down, I think it was around 60% when we looked at it from the high. And apparently there's been a lot in these decentralized exchanges, there's been a lot of scams and phishing attacks. And that means that you get an email in your inbox, and you might have gotten one from Ledger as well, or Ledger, one of the wallets, that say you need to verify your 24 passphrase or the key phrase you have, which they would never do. You should never give those out. And now when you press the link for PancakeSwap, they then steal your cryptos as well. So be very careful with these decentralized to giving out keys and to pressing on emails made or that they claim are sent from the exchange. So be careful.
Very good. So let's have a look at some coins. What are we looking at this week?
Yeah, so we had CRO, and then we have ADA as well that we looked at. And more so also DOT, so Polkadot is one of the bigger blockchains, because like Marcus said, we need to have alternatives to Ethereum because we want to invest in the infrastructure. So Polkadot, Cardano are two of those that are very, very interesting.
Again, if you look at this on a daily basis, you definitely would have caught this fall here, maybe even gotten in twice here. If you didn't, it's at minus 18% now, and it seems to be kind of consolidating around that particular mark. So have a look, do your research. Polkadot, as Dennis says, a potential Ethereum killer there as well. What else do we have?
And the last crypto we're looking at here is another big ecosystem, which is Binance Coin.
Very solid. I've got a good position on that one here. And again, if you would have been looking on a daily basis, you would have caught this. If not, it's at minus 27% from a recent high. Time to get a position into BNB. It's a solid coin. They're building an entire ecosystem there with its own decentralized exchange. It's got its own. Does it do smart contracts yet?
Yeah, just smart contracts. The Binance chain is faster than Ethereum. They have so many different areas. They have also a launch pad for startups. So they launch projects on their blockchain as well. So it's growing, and it has probably one of the biggest user bases because Binance is behind it.
Looking good, looking good. So let's see what happens on this one next week. Okay, let's move to our value cost averaging section where we're doing more investing, active investing. Dennis, take us to the promised land.
Yeah, so we have Apple here. That was the first one we want to look at as a recap. It was down 20% a week ago. And like we said earlier, people or funds has been buying tech shares.
I mean, seriously, Apple down 20%. I mean, what a gift, like what a gift, absolutely.
But they do move a lot slower than crypto.
They do move a lot slower. More solid though, right? Apple earning a lot of money, so, that's what you get, the risk-reward ratio. But there we go. So we're nicely in profit there. Let's hope that carries on going up.
Yeah, very good. And then we have Johnson & Johnson as well.
Johnson & Johnson, this is the latest entry into the vaccine race, and so I took a position in that as well as with Apple.
Yeah.
So let's have a look.
That's up a little bit since that moment.
2%. Woo! If this turned into a crypto, it would be up 200%.
Yeah, if they turned it, maybe we could.
2%. Wow.
Johnson crypto. Yeah,
there was a time when 2% was good, right? 2%.
Yeah.
Arcturus Therapeutics, right? We've been in this one for quite a while, right? So we looked at it. This is the third week that we're looking at it. So this must be the fourth week.
Yep.
So it's going down and down and down. Minus 35, minus 38, minus 50. Where is it now?
Very good. And now it's on its way up.
Okay. So if you did take a position at the first one, minus 35, the next one would have been at minus 45. So you would have gotten in twice. So you could have been a little bit around break even.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, if on the second time you put a little bit more money to bring down that average price. Okay, what else have we got?
Very good. So we're excited about that. And we have Beyond Meat as well.
I'm excited about Beyond Meat, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we looked at minus 35. We said we'd get into it again if it went to minus 45. What's happened since that time?
Yeah, it actually did go down to minus 45 on this hammer there. So, I was excited.
I missed that. I didn't get in a second time.
Yeah.
What is Madrika going to say?
She's going to be very happy, and she needs to eat more meat. Or, well, not really. The beetroot meat.
Beetroot meat, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Okay.
Very good. And then we have PayPal as well, minus 27%.
Yes, that's a good one. Took a position on this one. What's happened since then?
Yeah, so now it's up a little bit since then, actually.
Okay, very good. Let's remember, on these ones, we're looking for 15 to 20%. So these still have a little bit of a way to go. Do we have any more since last time?
Yeah, we have one more, which is King Cross Gold. We've looked at this a couple of weeks ago. So this was in the beginning of March. We visited this last time because it moved sideways since then. So if we just take a quick look at it now, from that moment, it's then moved higher now. So just to revisit these older positions we've had. So if you're in any of the gold positions, make sure you look at them. They're on their way up a little bit now, which is very exciting.
Let's revisit that next week. Let's see whether our positions are in profit or not. Let's have a look at one VCA, which we did look at before, which was, but not as a VCA, Costco. We looked at this as a trade, and we lost 1% on that. And now Dennis wants us to look at it again. This is called revenge trading. It's something you should never do, of course. Dennis, you should know better than this.
Yeah, but it's investing, so it's different. It's a different strategy. So it's not it's not revenge trading.
Okay, fine. Again, if you would have been looking at this on a daily basis, you would have seen it go to minus 20, which would have been a good entry point. It's at minus 15 right now, so do your own research if you think that it is going to go up. But, the trend is towards people... especially in the pandemic, moving into one-bedroom units. They're going to need lots of stuff in Costco,
And the reason is as well, when we looked at this as a trade, they actually have really good fundamentals, and they've done really well during the lockdown as well, just because they have so much online, and you can buy food there, you can buy house supplies, like Marcus said, you can do loans, investments, there's loads of things. So I think they will do well. I think... They will do well, even though if they open the economy or if they keep it shut down for a bit longer.
Very good. So let's see what happens to that position this time next week. So let's have a look at the results. Dennis, not much has changed really. If you look at the stocks, we haven't taken any losses or profits on Buffalo, so it's still at 26% on our entire portfolio. VCA 280 on the money invested, that hasn't changed either. But on the cryptos, although nothing's changed on the CCA, of course, on the small cap, we took another 20% on Mana, Decentralized. Right, that was the second time. Last week we took 20% as well, and 20% on Theta, which brings our total to 760% on our money invested. So every week we will keep you in the loop to see what is happening so you can keep track as well. So I hope you enjoyed the trades of the week, and please do comment below. Very importantly, do you like this new format? Is this something that you prefer to the old format, or do you prefer the old format? Please do let us know below, and we'll take that feedback on board. Absolutely fantastic. Now, please do make sure if you liked the episode that you hit the like button. More importantly though, make sure you subscribe to this channel, because remember, look at these results. We take you through what we are looking at on a weekly basis, so you can use it as a springboard for your own research. So please make sure you subscribe now and don't miss out, and we look forward to seeing you next week.